The views and opinions expressed on the following program do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Nash Community College, the Board of Trustees of Nash Community College, or the North Carolina Community College System.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Anything for my princess.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Hello and welcome to Big Bang Cinema. My name is Isaac the Flowery Anderson.
I'm Tyler the Sleepy King.
And right over here we have a man named Christopher Darkins. Christopher, how you doing?
Good. I'm host Game On every Thursday from 1 to 2, 89.1 FM. Talk about video games.
Yeah. I accidentally plugged his show a little earlier on accident, so I'm going to let you plug your own show from now on, okay? We still get publicity, okay? Still get publicity.
Okay.
Okay.
Why do you have to be so aggressive about it, Isaac?
Because I love you. I love you. Okay? You don't have to say it back. Anyway, this is a movie show where we talk about movie news
Movie reviews.
and everything in between. So, without any further ado, I think it's time to get right into the topic. So, Tyler, what we got up first today?
We got Matt Smith, the guy who was, I want to say he was a Time Lord at one point in his life. And then the Dominic Monaghan, I think he was a hobbit at one point in his life. And they were both cast in the upcoming Star Wars film titled Episode 9.
For right now, at least, it's probably going to be something like, you know,
Star
the
Wars-
resistant strikes again, or something like that.
Star
yeah.
Wars Episode 9, we're sorry about Episode 8.
Star Wars Episode 9, A Desperate Plea for Cash.
Desperate plea for cash.
Star Wars Episode 9, we don't know what we're doing anymore.
Exactly.
Just throwing it
Star Wars
out.
Episode 9, The Safe One.
I got a feeling it's probably going to be directed by Ron Howard again.
No, JJ's about as good as you get with this kind of thing. He'll make a good movie, but it's still, I'm not interested in seeing it. But as far as Matt Smith and Dominic Monaghan, what do you think about those two getting cast?
I thought they were side characters, so I guess they're gonna be side characters in this as well.
Well, they're big, crucial parts in the movie, apparently.
Like you can really trust Star Wars rumors.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is it's a big thing.
Are you trying to say they're side characters in in what they've been famous for before?
Well, I mean, they're movie-wise, not TV-wise.
They've been main characters in the movies. What are you talking about? Matt Smith has been the Doctor for years.
That's a television show.
Yeah, but he's a main character in a television show.
Yeah, he's a main
you know?
character. What are you talking about?
I
Side
said
character?
film. I said not including television. The other guy was one of the main characters in Lost, but it was Marion. Who remembers Marion from?
He was a main character.
He was a side character, and then Matt Smith was like what was it Terminator? He was Skynet.
Yeah, he was pretty bad. I have to say. But like as far as them playing main roles and everything, I think Matt Smith has kind of a certain charisma about him that kind of lends itself to that universe. But I don't know what they're going to put him as.
Oh my gosh! What if this is a crossover?
I have that
What
right here in my
if
notes.
this is a
I swear if
crossover?
Tyler makes a Doctor Who reference joke,
Actually,
it's right here.
Actually, I was about to make a Lord of the Rings reference. Like, what is the crossover with Lord of the Rings? Like Warner Brothers and... No, it's not even Warner Brothers now. It's Amazon. Amazon and Disney come together to make a...
Well, that's not going to happen.
That's absolutely going to happen.
Chris is over there slowly
Like,
dying.
what if Middle Earth is a planet and they go to the Middle Earth and they're like lightsabers and orcs and stuff?
That would that'd be really interesting. But
It's like, use the Force! And then it's Gandalf saying it.
oh, it'd be like the meme you sent me, like the
Yeah.
I am Groot thing. That's
Yeah.
something you got to pull up.
Yeah.
But Dominic Monaghan, glad he's getting work. You know, I really haven't heard from him in a long time. Not since X-Men Origins Wolverine, at least.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about
Yeah, he's
that
in
movie.
that.
And I forgot the movie existed. And I
He's
forgot
the
he
dude
was
that
in
could
it.
make a light bulb turn
Yeah.
on with his hand or something like that.
Yeah,
It was a really useless power, but he gets murdered late in the first 10 minutes of the film.
He had the power of David Copperfield. I remember that.
Stealing people's money.
Stealing people's money. I remember that.
Yeah, he has a kind of whimsy about him, but it's also kind of like this gravity he brings to his performances. I don't know if that sounds weird or pretentious or not. I really like the way he plays characters. I think that lends itself to the universe again, like just like Matt Smith. But who do you think they'll play? Do you think they're going to be playing like some of the Resistance guys or the other guys?
He's
Like the
going
Empire?
to play Doctor Who, and he's going to be playing Marion.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Well, for real, what kind of characters do you want to see these guys as, or who do you think they will be as?
I want to see him as a talking carrot, and Matt Smith is maybe like a talking a talking tomato and a talking cucumber.
I don't want VeggieTales.
And then I like VeggieTales, and it's like Disney kind of like try to push that out there and because they bought the VeggieTales franchise.
I could see Matt Smith being probably one of the guys higher up in the whatever they're calling it now. I'm just going to call it the Empire. Dominic Monaghan, probably somebody on like a distant planet that leads a whole group of people, and they gather together to fight the Empire. We're not going to see it for the opening weekend, whatever.
Look at you jumping to conclusions.
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. That's why I was going to think. But I might be wrong. But speaking about wrong, Rotten Tomatoes has been changing their services to add critical diversity.
Diversity?
Yes.
Oh, like we don't have enough of that already.
Yes, well, we live in a very diverse time, and a lot of people love Rotten Tomatoes, a lot of people hate Rotten Tomatoes. We know a guy that hates Rotten Tomatoes. Hi, Hayward, you're not watching, but we'll send you the link. But now, I mean, they're allowing people to get certified a little bit easier. It's not as extreme as I thought it was.
I mean, it's easier to get certified as a priest online than it is to become with a Rotten Tomato critic.
Yeah, you're actually completely correct. It's like, I can get ordained as a minister right now, probably.
I could probably do it too. I could probably church the celestial moon and just like I can do wedding.
We're going to move past that one.
Yeah.
But as far as the terms of service that they changed, they make it a lot easier for people to get certified as critics that can affect the tomato meter.
It's more like how much money you're willing to give your opinion.
Yeah, and they're also for movies that have a little bit more diverse topics or that deal with more like minority group people. They usually try to add more minority group people into the reviews.
I kind of feel like this is the popular movie category.
Yeah,
that Academy Awards was doing.
Well, I think a big reason why this has happened is because lately they've been Rotten Tomatoes has been getting a lot of hate, mostly from DC fans, for giving their movies bad reviews.
And also from Star Wars fans for giving their movies good reviews.
Yes, and see, it kind of goes both ways, but the DC kind of thing is where it started. And granted, I don't agree with Rotten Tomatoes 100% of the time, but this is really where that kind of whole conversation started when Batman v Superman got such a terrible score. And everyone's like, they're giving it unjust bad reviews. Here's a secret, guys. You probably don't know this. Rotten Tomatoes gives bad scores to bad movies.
They're also paid to give some reviews.
Whoa.
Well,
I know, it's crazy, right? Annabelle Creation had 100%. What a great film.
I said that wasn't a bad film. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was no Batman v Superman.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was. I feel like it was better than Batman v Superman.
Granted, the tomato meter is kind of all over the place, and sometimes people...
Well, yeah, because what was it, Mother? Mother had a high Rotten Tomato score and had an abysmal audience score. I mean, I want to say, was it Metacritic reached a 0?
I don't think it was that low, but...
I think it got a 0 F Metacritic from the audience reviews.
Yeah. Well, the big thing with the tomato meter was that people would look at the tomato meter score and decide whether or not they're going to go see the movie. If it's like under 50, I'm not going to waste my time. People actually started suing Rotten Tomatoes because they were so concerned because they're going to lose movie scores if they don't get good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. And you start seeing the stuff like Annabelle Creation trying to scam the system into giving it 100% by getting all the fanboy critics to go see it first, then it slowly goes down. So they're trying, Rotten Tomatoes is kind of like the end-all be-all for a lot of people that go see movies. It really shouldn't be. It should be more of just kind of like an opinion-based thing.
It should. I could see where it helps and it hinders.
Yeah, well, for me, I think the upside here is that it's going to make it's going to make it a lot easier for people that actually know what they're talking about and have really good opinions to actually contribute to that score. And so that way, no one really has the right to complain.
See, I also got a problem because scores change over the years. So you have there's been movies that were critics bashed that are now considered critical. I mean, just masterpieces.
Yeah, and I think the downside to this is more so kind of. I hope it's not like we got to fill the quota kind of thing. Like we got to have 5 good reviews, 5 bad reviews kind of thing. Because then you're never going to get a really good, accurate representation of what the movie is.
Because there could be a chance the 5 you get is one person with 5 different accounts.
Yeah, well, also, I don't want everything to become IMDb. Everyone always talks about IMDb kind of stuff.
Just a quick thing. Is this behind you an actual thing?
Yes, and look at the typos in it. This is an actual.
Yeah, I was about to say this person's grammar is horrible.
Yes,
Like,
it's absolutely
oh my
awful.
gosh.
That's a whole different thing. Someone tried to petition to take Rotten Tomatoes down because they gave bad reviews to DC films.
Oh my gosh!
Because they gave
even though they're owned by Warner Brothers.
Because they gave bad reviews to bad movies.
Yes. Well, this is one of the DC fanboys. But yeah, I really don't want it to be like, well, everything's going to be 67% because we got to have an equal amount of both. I hope it's not like that, or if it's just like this movie's about certain like group of people, 100% because diversity. I hope they're honest about what they say. I hope they're critical about everything that's good, what's bad, kind of point out what's good, what's bad, fairly represent pretty much everybody, but I hope it's not just like making sure that we fill in the blanks and have X amount of this, X amount of that, X amount of that, because then everything's going to suck. And I hope they're not going that way, but it looks like they're going that way. Tyler, what's going next?
I got some Bob's Burgers in the Simpsons movie in development. Another Simpsons movie and a Bob's Burgers film.
Yeah, and it's the first Bob's Burger film, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not too familiar with Bob's Burgers. I've only seen a little bit of one
It's
episode.
King of the Hills with burgers.
There we go, kids. That, for real, is that really what it is, King of the Hill Burgers?
What if you've seen neither show?
If
Oh, you never seen King of the Hill?
If you
No,
mix
not
King of the
really.
Hill with Simpsons and burgers, you get Bob's Burgers.
Okay, what if he's never seen The Simpsons?
What if I've never seen any of these
Just
shows
tell us
at
what the
all?
plot is. What's the plot of the show?
Okay, the plot is there's a guy and his family on a burger restaurant. His name is Bob Belcher, and they run their wacky hijinks.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
And he's got an overbearing wife who's not overbearing, but she's weird. He's got an awkward daughter. He's got one daughter who's like oddly mature for her age, but she's like a really mean person. Like she's like prank wise. And he's got a son who think he's mentally disabled.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Okay.
I think he is, but
Well, as far as the movie goes, who directs that show? Do you know who made the show?
I think it's good. I don't know. I can't remember who made it. I don't say it was the guy who did Home Movies.
Home movies?
Home Movies television show. And because I know a lot of what H. John Benjamin does the voices for, I think a lot of them is the same creator.
Yeah. Well, do you think like that show lends itself to a film?
I could possibly see it.
Like, how so?
It's one of those shows that it's entertaining enough, but it's not like random like Family Guy or American Dad, but it's the closest it reminds me of is probably King of the Hill.
Yeah, well, also Family Guy got greenlit for a film, too, for development.
Oh,
So a bunch
another
of the Fox projects got
another one.
greenlit.
I think this is a Fox production too.
Yeah, they're all Fox productions. All these Fox productions got hit up. And here's the thing. I don't think it's going to affect with the Disney deal.
Did y'all cover who made Bob's Burgers?
I can't remember the guy's name.
It was Brendan Small.
Brendan
Brendan
Small?
Small was one of them, but he was the co-creator. He's
was-
the guy from Metalocalypse.
Okay, so yeah, it's the same kind of humor as Metalocalypse. And like I've
Not at all. It's say humor's Metalocalypse.
Well, it's kind of like in the
The
same kind of
Metalocalypse,
vein, right?
not at all. Not
No?
at all.
Okay, well, like you said, Bob's Burger. I've only seen a little bit of this. I've seen a lot of The Simpsons.
It's kind of some of it's like awkward humor with this.
Yeah, and that's what I've seen. I've seen like the black garlic burger where they got to get the black garlic, and you
Or like,
that's a funny
or like the
episode.
one where he leaves her to run the counter and he says don't mess with the board. He comes back and she's got a bird called the child molester that comes with a sucker in the middle of it.
That's called the Jared Fogle.
And like he didn't know that the health inspector coming to solve it. He goes, why you got a bird called the child molester? And there's a creepy guy. He goes, I'm waiting on my burger. Where's my child molester at? He's got the log. He just looks like a child molester. And it was awkward stuff that. And he's like angry. He goes, why did you do this? Why did you do that? It's a lot like King of the Hill.
Oh, okay, yeah, I kind of get it. But as far as The Simpsons, do you think we need a sequel to the Simpsons movie?
We do, because honestly, at this point, like if you're still watching The Simpsons, it's because you haven't given up yet. I mean, you come this far, why quit now?
The Simpsons have gone on way too long, hasn't it?
Yeah, I kid you not, I think I've seen some episodes that I remember seeing back in like 1994,
Yeah.
95.
I mean,
I remember this.
It's a joke with like The Simpsons did it. The Simpsons did it.
Simpsons, like you watch the episodes, like Simpsons already did this.
Yeah, well, I don't know what they could possibly do in a film, but
Honestly, I think they have like used all possible ideas.
yeah, that's the thing. When I heard this news, I'm like, what else could they do? You know, that they haven't already done. I don't know. I like the creative team behind it, but I mean, it's just so kind of worn out. You know, it's like a rubber band that's been stretched. Do you really want to keep stretching that rubber band? It's gonna pop, you know, at one point. So I don't know. I'm more excited about the Bob's Burger thing because it's something new, fresh. Simpsons, we'll see. But last part of the news is what we got.
We got Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is on hold.
Yeah, this wasn't really shocking to me as far as kind of like the news coming out, but Surprised it hasn't happened earlier. That's the thing.
Disney's trying to distance themselves as far away from James Gunn as possible.
Yeah, well, I think it's a shame. I mean, like, in case you don't know, and I'm sure unless you've been living under a rock, you know what happened. James Gunn put a bunch of tweets out that said we should fire Roseanne for putting something on Twitter that, you got to be held accountable. Someone dug up his old history past that had a bunch of bad jokes and poor taste. He got fired from the movie. All the actors raised Cain about it. They didn't like it. Some of them threatened to quit. And they put a petition up to try to get him to come back. And Disney's like, nope, we're not going to put that guy back. And now everybody is in a really awkward position.
Because I think a lot of it is what I've heard a lot of pushing this is the Me Too thing, because he made a lot of jokes about child molestation and a lot of jokes about rape. And they're just like, yeah, this is not good. So they're now.
But it was also a thing that all those tweets were like years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago, but a lot of it is even he was talking about people need to be held accountable for what they put on Twitter and what they put on the internet.
Yeah, but
then they pulled up his own history and like.
Yeah, but there's a difference between something like that being posted this year and something like that being posted, say, 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was like 10 years ago. And also, like, we've talked enough about the tweets. I don't think we need to talk anymore about that.
People who live in glass houses shouldn't cast stones.
Ooh, he's getting philosophical on us. We're going to play Keanu Reeves role because, well, yeah, again, I don't know where they could go from here. I don't know who else could write a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I don't know who else could
Tim Miller.
direct one. Even then, I don't think it would be good. No, I don't think so. I don't even think that would be good. I don't know. We've discussed this before. Who else could make a Guardians of the Galaxy movie?
I said last time was Tim Miller.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, I was also thinking about the main reason that they probably put it on hold is because there's probably some strained relations with some of the actors.
Oh, yeah, definitely. If Dave Bautista said if they don't use the script, I'm not going to be part of it.
Yeah, Dave Bautista is the biggest one I was thinking of. That he's probably like on the verge of I'm not doing this movie.
Yeah, and even when they get to do the movies, they can show up and just phone them in. There's nothing they can do about that,
Yeah.
Their actors are there. If they don't want to be there and they're under contract, they're just going to give a bad performance. You can't recast Drax, who can play Drax,
I think a lot of too is a lot of work was already done for the film by James Gunn, and I think they're throwing it all out. So they got to start over.
Yeah, and also I'm kind of glad they're taking a break and trying to think about it, because you don't want like what I call a DC situation, which is kind of rushing into a movie even though you don't know what it's going to be, you don't know what's going to happen, and then you change what you want to do halfway through the film.
See, right now I'm trying to think about which one we're talking about, and all of them.
That's all of them, except for Wonder Woman, which was decent.
I was about to say, you don't have to think about a particular one. It's all of them.
All of them.
Although some people think they're critical masterpieces. I'm sorry.
Well, they're wrong.
What, Batman vs Superman, rush to the Justice League.
Yeah, well, we
how do you have a team up movie and you only had like 2 movies?
it's called Rushing to the Finish Line, trying to compete with Marvel. But anyway, we can talk all day about DC movies. I think they suck, but you might not. You can leave a comment at facebook.com/Studio67.
Catwoman is the best one they've ever made.
It's funny. It's won some Razzies. But if you think they're great, you can leave a comment and tell me why you think they're great. I'm always open to hear opinions. I might be wrong.
Oh, no, he's keeping his own. No matter what you say, he's keeping his own opinion.
I always have my opinion, but I'm always open to other stuff.
But his opinion is always right. Yours is always wrong.
Most likely. Anyway, guys, we're going to take a really quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about something really, really cool. You're going to have to find out what it is when we come back.
Sharon Stone, have a wonderful...
It's time to pursue your career in veterinary medicine. Nash Community College now offers an Associate in Applied Science degree in Veterinary Medical Technology. This is your chance to become a registered vet tech and work with a variety of animals. Learn about radiology, client education, animal wellness, treatment, laboratory techniques, anesthesia, and more. Now accepting applications. Call 252-451-8390 or visit nashcc.edu/VMT today.
How amazing. Guys, welcome back to Big Bang Cinema. My name is Isaac the Flowery Anderson.
I'm Tyler the Sleepy Keen.
Over here we got Mr. Christopher Darkins. How you doing, buddy?
Hello.
Okay, so this week's segment is I don't think we've ever had something quite like this. We've always talked about more of like the structure of film. We've talked a little bit about the look of film, but we've never really talked about like the visual language of film and how it kind of relays.
one.
You don't want to? Or are you going to?
No, I said not one. We really haven't.
Oh no! Oh, I thought you said, but I don't want to. Sorry, I thought we talked about this before. As far as kind of like the visual language of films and kind of how they relate into the story and the film in and of itself, I thought it'd be fun to kind of talk about some of our favorite
Hold
visuals.
on, sir. A scene without a story. Visual without a story is a boring visual.
It's no, a visual without a story is a very boring thing. It's a special effect. That's George Lucas. He's trying to
That's
say.
what I'm thinking about.
But
The man who portrayed his own
yeah.
words.
and we'll get into why that is. But so what is a visual or like just kind of like a shot that really stays with you from a movie, Tyler?
There's quite a few, but the one that was acceptable is Inception.
Okay, and we actually have the clip. If we can play the clip right now.
And it's pretty wild because
Guess I thought that
there was another movie
the
called
dream
Pepper
space would be all about the
and
visual,
it was
but
actually taken
more about
from
the
the other
feeling.
film and added to this one.
My
I
question
think
is,
we're
what
actually
happens when you
listening
start
to
messing
the
with
thing
the
right now.
physics
So
of
if you
it?
want to listen to it.
Okay.
We never Chris, we haven't watched this movie, all right, so just that scene in that itself. What makes that movie stand out on its own?
That's the first time you saw her. She's like, I'm
Oh,
not-
wait a second. We gotta wait for it to be
Something,
done.
Yes, it is.
There we go. Now you can go. Sorry, we had to let the scene play.
Because first he was like trying to convince her she's in a dream, and she just couldn't believe it, didn't believe it, and you're like maybe Leo's lost his mind again, and you're like watching, and then
He's not Shia LaBeouf.
oh no, I'm talking about the other one. He's trapped in mental asylum, but then the whole thing starts rolling in on itself, open her mind up that she is in a dream, she's not awake.
Yeah,
So there it is, right there on the.
it's a good image. I mean, that one really stuck with you, I guess.
I'm pretty sure if you're walking down the street and it's all of a sudden you're like, you're in a dream, no, I'm not, and then the whole world just starts rolling in on itself, and you see
I
it.
can
you're like,
imagine that. But
yeah, I'm in a dream.
Chris, we gotta watch that movie sometime, man. That upsets me. So I guess I'll go next. This is probably one of my favorite movies as it is, but this is definitely one of my favorite movie moments and shots for sure. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let's not talk. Let's just
Please
watch
tell
the
me
film.
it's Mac and Me.
No, this is the shot. It's from The Matrix.
Oh, I was getting Mac and Me rolling down the hill.
He's going into arrest.
Lock, I got him. Now, Tank, now.
Okay, so most of us have seen that movie, but in case you've never seen this movie, I don't want to really spoil it for you, but you're already watching this, so I mean, I'm going to spoil a 20-year-old movie for you. At this point in the movie, this is about 45 minutes in the movie, Neo does not know he is in the Matrix. He doesn't know he's in the computer program at all. He thinks it's the real world, and so does the audience that's watching the movie. You think you're in the real world, and these weird things start happening. And when he wakes up and he basically sees all his friends, all his family, everybody he's ever known is just in a field. It's just fields and fields and fields of these human batteries. That's a moment in film history I don't think I'm ever going to forget. I don't think most people that saw it, like, that blew their minds, you know. There's also, like, the really heydays, like when CGI started coming into, you know, it's kind of golden kind of period right there. The late 90s, kind of like when practical and CGI kind of got blended together. That shot really just, it stuck with me. It scares me every single time I see it. And it's really effective on a storytelling level. You know, we talked a little bit about, you know, a special effect without a story is a really boring thing. We talked a little bit about other movies that have really nice visuals, you know, like Watchmen or any other Zack Snyder film, or, you know, Michael Bay films, something like that. Like, why do those not stick with you as well as something like this?
There's a story behind it.
There's a story, you know, there's something there. And so I think that's why that one really stuck up with me. But Chris, you got one too.
Yeah, I have one from The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, why don't we go ahead and take a look at what you got?
Is it Darth Vader's helmet?
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
No. I am your father.
That's not true. That's impossible.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true. Luke, you can destroy the Emperor. He has foreseen this. It is your destiny. Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy as father and son. Come with me. It is the only way.
Now, why does that shot really stay with you, Chris? Why does that visual hit you?
Because not only like the impact of like the whole revelation, because I'd seen this movie like after like all the movies had come out, so it's like I knew the whole story. But even like the whole impact, like how that's framed, and then the emotion on the actor's face for Luke, Mark Hamill, if I remember. Yeah. Couldn't remember his name for a second. Yeah, okay. It's like that emotion, that impact of that statement. It was just, it makes for a very impactful scene overall.
I agree, and it's one of the most iconic moments in film history as it is. But like just like you said, the direction and as far as everything in the frame, it's just a really nice image, and you know, like he's there. It's really cool. But guys, that's it for us today. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can leave a comment at facebook.com/Studio67NCC. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say.
Have you ever found out that your arch enemy is also your father? Please let us know.
That happens a lot. But guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Isaac Anderson.
I am Tyler.
And I'm Chris.
And stay lovely, guys. We'll see you next week.